back to Study Break. I am your Goblin Master, Jared Foster. With me, as always, are Lily Percival, Campbell Duffy, and Olivia Rose McCain.
Wow, sound a little more excited about it.
I've never heard of them.
I am excited. What are you talking about?
My
I'm excited about the
God.
7 trillion cicadas that are now inhabiting the world.
Back to
The
cicada
7 broods. This summer, the 7 broods
The 7
are
broods.
back. But there is only room for one swarm at the summit of this ecosystem.
7 broods, a story of backstabbing, betrayal, love, lust, and of course, money
and of course,
Wow.
and blood.
I would watch that.
Okay, now let's do all the clips from the trailer. Jeremy, I can't believe you've done this to
Jeremy
me.
the cicada.
Jeremy the cicada.
I've been the oldest brood in the land for centuries.
Uncle Tony cicada.
Brood
I believe
4.
it's time that you get whacked, Uncle Tony. There needs to be a new brood on the block.
But love between 2 broods has always been forbidden.
Brood 4 will reign supreme.
Brood.
Mummy, Mummy, are the broods always going to fight like this? Or will there be a different world one day?
This summer.
Wait, is it Dune now? Sorry, I had a different.
We are the brood of Arrakis.
My name is Uncle Tony Cicada. Brood of Arrakis.
And then there's just like one getting hit, like splatted on a car windshield.
Yeah, it's like, psh.
Yeah.
Dum, 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 dum.
Anyway, you guys know about y'all know about the cicada?
Y'all
I
know
hope they're still alive by the time this comes out. Actually, I probably hope they're dead.
I hope they're dead, personally.
If you're not in America right now,
Maybe you didn't hear 'em.
Maybe you got away. Maybe you got.
Do you guys have cicadas?
Maybe you got up easy.
Y'all got North American cicadas?
Comment down below if you have cicadas, and if so, how many broods. Comment down below which brood you're rooting for.
There has been
brood do you belong to?
Four. There has been a
number
bug
7.
I've been seeing on my walks that I don't think is a cicada, and I've never seen this bug before, which is
Is
weird.
it a big
What
old
does it look
chunkus?
like?
It's like it's pretty big. I've seen a pretty big color variation, but their legs are usually like red and their bodies are like pale, and they have like their legs like are so big that they like curve. You know, they curve at the
Yeah.
knee and then come down.
Are they like chunky?
It sounds like a
No,
horrifying creature.
they're pretty structured. Like looking at it, I'm like assassin.
Is it
like,
kind of like an evil fairy?
a little bit, yes. And like Rosie went up to it the other day and it like fucking screeched. Like the minute she got close to it, she freaked the fuck out. I freaked the fuck out.
I think you encountered a fairy.
Well, I've been encountering them all over the place. And then one
pixie,
was
if you will.
and then one was dead on our porch. Is that a spider?
That was
is
a
a spider.
spider.
No, this like has wings.
pale body.
Yeah, but I've seen one that was like a really pale green and red. It was actually very visually pleasing. But when you hear the sound that they can make, it was like horrifying. Like, no. It's like a little more clickish. It was
No,
like,
Jared, it wasn't like that at all. The bugs in Arkansas, if you're listening to this from Arkansas, and if you don't like bugs, I'm sorry.
May
but
God rest
Arkansas-
your soul.
Yeah, Arkansas has some of the coolest bugs ever.
Well, I remember when we first moved into the house that my parents live in now, we had katydids. We had just the imagine a lot of katydids and then like multiply it. We had so many of these guys, and they scream.
Whoa, Olivia, that looks like what you
I can't
described.
see that far, to be fully honest with you.
And they would come in the house, and
It's called a nymph.
and they would scream.
That might be the stage of life it is, though. Or is that the
Sure.
bug?
No,
Oh, never mind.
You got to take a picture of it next time you see it.
I will.
But you would sweep the katydids off the porch, and they would scream
Okay.
as they flew.
That's hilarious. That's what I do if you
These
sweep me off
might
a
be
porch.
a subspecies of a katydid because they're a similar shape, but they are not green. Like they're that's like red legs. But I've seen like multiple colors of them, but I see them like a lot and they're pretty big. Like when I'm walking on the trail, they like grab my eye really well.
Ooh, this seems like maybe we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, this is like, this is similar.
Kind of cricket shaped almost.
A little bit, yes.
But,
Like
like,
the legs are
kind
doing
of
that,
this-
but they didn't hop really.
Well, katydids don't hop; they crawl.
Okay, then yeah. Then I think it's a katydid, but it's a type I've never seen these before. And I feel like I see a lot of bugs in my day.
Pick next time you see one.
I will, but they do make like it was a sound. I'm always scared of rattlesnakes here in Texas, and I walk on trails all the time, and it made a sound. It wasn't like a rattlesnake, but it had a similar almost like rattle clicking
bug. Yeah.
kinda. It was like it transformed into something else, but like the start of it scared the shit out of me because I thought it was like
A rattle.
a rattle or something, and Rosie was activating it. But
I love that rattlesnakes warn you first.
oh yeah,
That's
they're like
hilarious.
watch
They say,
out.
get back. Get
They're
back.
like, at least they said something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a water moccasin is just gonna get your ass.
It's because it takes so much energy to produce their venom, so they're like, please
I bet
get
it
back.
does.
They're like, please, I don't want to waste this on
don't
you.
make me do this.
Don't make
Oh,
it's
it's gonna
like
be so
don't
much
push me.
work.
Don't make me do it.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
Love
true.
'em.
They don't want to attack you. Rattlesnakes, anyway. Most snakes don't want to attack you.
I
There
love
are
snakes.
a select few that actually are kind of fucking mean.
They're gonna get you.
They're gonna
There's a few. Anyway.
Thick sewed.
Oh, yeah.
Thick sewed.
thick, so a lot of shenanigans.
A lot of shenanigans, a lot of lore,
Lot
a
of
lot
bits.
of new, not a lot, some new people, a lot of bits.
Yeah, some new guys.
Oh my god, I love when there's paper at the table. I love when
Me
Jared passes us
too.
little pieces of paper.
And then I love when we get them, and then he goes, "That's too confusing. I'll tell you what it is."
But y'all started like just describing what it is, and I was like, I also have a description of what it is, so I'll just say it.
Your
Yeah,
description was
sorry.
better because it was more like cause and effect based.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
It's
Yeah.
like, I'm such a visual learner. If you had read that, I would immediately be like, I have no idea what he said. But
Yeah.
looking at this, I'm like, I get it.
You were asking us to put like a lot of pieces together to like describe what you gave us
That's
to the
true.
audience in a good way.
Yeah.
Well, you had already done the math of this many years ago. this
Yeah,
happened,
Which is
what I
like
mean.
relevant.
which is way better to
Yeah.
hear than like.
It's like 15 years ago makes more sense to me than like 50
59
GE.
Yeah.
I feel like we've really radicalized Miss Gray like really well. You know what I mean? We've been working on this project for months, and she pulled through.
It's true. She almost saw the hole though.
And honestly, Miss Cookie, we started on Miss Cookie.
Yeah.
I know Miss Cookie doesn't like the Sunshine Nights patrolling. She
I
needs
feel like-
funds.
I feel like Miss Cookie was maybe already radicalized. Like when you made that role, I was like, are we like preaching to the choir?
Well, I think we're finding an ally.
That's true.
We're discovering an ally.
And we're telling her, hey, we might do something for you. You know, we might bring this to.
I'm saying this now so I don't forget it. When Beans was like, oh, in private, I want to say this idea. It's because Olivia had an idea. What if the Rushgar sisters were also Githyanki?
Oh.
They could be, but don't you think that if anyone knew, then like Apple and Cherry and whoever else would already be dispatched to retrieve them?
No, but maybe they already retrieved. They're gone.
But before that,
But like, I feel like they're just like discovering them. You know, it's like, I don't think they're like,
how many do
Anyway,
they? How many?
just
do they
an
have?
idea.
Remember, we heard like which would be like everybody except Pork Chop found their quarry, right?
Y'all don't know exactly.
like, what if it's a Githyanki that's split into 3 little gnome sisters, but it's one Githyanki?
That's really funny.
That would be
I love that
awesome.
idea.
I'm just saying, I was like crazy idea because I was like, oh, what if they like just gonna take them and kill them or what is it? And then I was like, oh, what if they like figured out they're Githyanki and then that's why they haven't returned?
I'm remembering what you were talking about, Lily, is Apple said that all of them had been like tracking their
Okay, so
prey.
they each had one, but we don't know who got who.
Yeah.
They each had a mark.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we don't know who succeeded.
Yeah.
Well, we saw Orzo
Succeeded
dumpling
or made a
somebody.
move yet because they don't
Yeah.
know what the timeline is.
But also, the orders for the Valkyrie kids would be coming from the Golden Order, and it doesn't seem like the Golden Order is interested in Githyanki, as far as we know.
Yeah, Golden Order. The only Golden Order that was interested in Githyanki was Governor Frey, who Lord Wrath was like, he's working on his own. He was working with Hell.
Yeah.
I hope it's yeah, I like it. I mean, I don't know if I hope it's true because I don't want them to get their Githyanki quota.
You guys do know that the report said that they interacted with unexpected demonic activity on the mission. That's what Miss
Yeah.
Gray, I believe, said.
So that could have been one of Beans' siblings trying to get them because that counts
True.
as demonic activity. Could have been imps.
I just want to throw it out there.
We should feel out with the Valkyrie kids, kind of like,
Yeah.
have you
What
encountered imps? Like, yeah, like you.
Or like-
we should flatter them. We should be like, y'all have been to Fallheim before. We are here to learn. We're just mere Frogmont students. Tell us what happened. And maybe if we use flattery, then like Trent or whatever his name is, fucking Chad,
Cade?
Cade will be like, oh, let me tell you.
Yeah. He seems like probably the most likely.
Oh my God.
When you said patronizing, I said
The way everything clicked into place when I rolled that insight check,
yeah.
it was all over for me.
Yeah.
I said I'm gonna end it all.
We're gonna kill this guy.
Actually,
I feel like
worst
he's-
thing that's ever happened to me.
He's like the nicest one to y'all by far, but y'all hate him the most.
If I'm gonna be honest, if
It's
this
not fucking genuine, he thinks
And
it's
it's
stupid.
and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
so real.
if we weren't playing on a podcast for entertainment, I would have attacked him.
Yeah, if we were just playing like Tuesday night D&D.
Yeah, I think I would have been like,
I
fuck it.
kill
I
him.
would have been like, I push him off the beetle.
Man.
But you gotta love to hate him.
Do you?
I think I just hate him.
Yeah, I don't think I love it.
I love to hate him.
Nope. I've known boys like Cade before.
I know, that's why you have to kill him.
Yeah.
Esther's doing a really good job
Oh, thank you.
of playing the field.
Beans and Esther are inspiring Sawyer because this is brutal.
I think Beans is just kind of being a little bit normal.
We've been doing this for 10 days, 10 minutes, and I don't know how long I can keep
10
it
days.
up. It feels
10 minutes,
like
10 days, 10 years.
Don't make me do it anymore. I'm just gonna, I was looking for an out with Beans to just be myself and
I
hope that was
wasn't-
cringe enough, but Beans said, no, we've got to lay it on thick.
I want you to fart more personally.
I know.
How did they line up with y'all's expectations? I feel like this is the first group from another school that has kind of been similar to y'all's expectations, but still different.
I expected Levi to be I didn't expect him to be the way that he is.
Yeah.
I expected him to be, because I don't know, you just described like this little like guy, and then I managed to intimidate him that one time by staring at him.
Yeah, it seems like he was a little
So
shy.
it seemed like he was shy and maybe was going to be a little more like nervous or like high pitched and like I don't
Yeah,
kind
like,
of all
oh,
over
I
the
got
place.
everything. I dropped paper.
Yeah, he seemed
Yeah.
like he was going to be a bit more of a nerd, and he like is a nerd, but in a different way than I expected.
I thought Tess was going to be a lot more mean girl. Like a
Yes.
sorcerer that goes to Valkyrie, I feel like is like immediately giving mean girl because
Yeah.
like she's going to think she's better than everyone because she's a sorcerer. No offense.
But she's like scared for some reason.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think if you're under this kind of pressure from Lord Arathis to do this, like that would be terrifying, right?
Yeah.
Like that you've been trusted as team one, and like she like sort of seems to be like maybe not the leader, but at least the most like she would be the one like talking to Lord Arathis. It feels like Lord Arathis wouldn't talk to Cade. Hey, Cade, I need you to do this. He would talk to Tess of like you're team one and you're fucking.
They're not talking to Lord Rathis, they're talking to Lord Booger.
Even worse.
I guess like okay, yes, but like
And I would say like Levi is the kind of
Yes,
the leader.
I expected Tess to be the leader, and I
guess so. I was expecting like mean girl, like Queen Bee from Tess. And it's like Levi knows all the facts. Levi's in charge of the mission. So then, Levi would be talking to Lord Booger.
also,
Cade
like,
is kind of what I expected
Oh, yeah.
out of a Minotaur.
Kate is like
boy.
I think it's like a creative way to like be like it's like they've all got to be kind of jerks, but they can't all be the same type of jerk.
Exactly.
And Levi's not super jerk. Levi is maybe just like
Pragmatic.
cunning. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the thing.
But like they're each like really different from each other and they're each a certain brand. And I guess when I imagine the Valkyrie kids, as Sawyer did, is just like one big conglomerate of like snobs. Like, oh, my uniform shirt got dirt on it.
I also feel like, I don't know, the vibe of like Tess being scared made me wonder, like, maybe they know it's like, maybe it's not like, oh, the Valkyrie kids are like gonna turn against us. Maybe like the people we're seeing in the clouds or whatever is like, they know that happens every time. And this is like a test for them of like to beat these things. And it's just like, like the extra schools on the quest are just battle fodder or whatever it is. Like, what if they're also being tested? They don't actually know what's happening either.
Oh my
I don't know.
goodness. When we get attacked, do we show our hand? Here's the thing. We don't want to show them. I'm not going to be able to do it. But we don't want to show them how powerful we are if we want to get kidnapped on purpose, right?
Well, we'll all just roll bad and it won't matter.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I'll just roll for shit and it won't.
Yeah, that's a great plan.
I think what I really wanted to do was, well, one, I was like way back whenever I knew that I had to put y'all with Valkyrie kids, I was like, yeah, they're all gonna be like, oh, snobby, whatever. But then I'm like, that is the like least fun, and that would be like such horrible energy to bring to the table. So I kind of have like Levi as the vibe killer
Yeah.
of like,
He was getting me.
he's kind of the only one that can do it. And then, but Tess is like her own thing. And then Cade is like, oh, like that's fun to play.
Yeah.
But also something I wanted to like make sure of is that none of them have really been like actually like necessarily rude to y'all. Like Esta's the one who said like the most out of pocket shit. And then like the Brimstone boys were like, Chet was like horrible, but he like sucked. So it wasn't that bad. And he was like ignorant. He was just like so badly ignorant. But the Valkyrie kids are like smart.
Kate is like committing a crime worse than death. Levi and Tess haven't done anything. Also, Tess could be scared because she could be under threat to do this, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like very.
It's also, I mean, what the fuck did they do to the Rushgars? Like, and like, how do they feel about that?
And also like getting another like Frogmont team. You know, they could have gotten the other two schools, but like to get another team from the same school, but whatever happened.
And
I think like from a role-playing NPC's perspective, it's like I like that they haven't been like, you guys are losers.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like Cade's brand of like being mean and patronizing is like really realistic. Like they're like not just like, oh, you guys stink. And like Esta being like, these guys stink is like really funny because of that.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I think it's good, but it's also like I'm not fooled for a sec. I'm not thinking, oh, these guys aren't mean. But yeah, I like that they haven't explicitly been like, now we're gonna be jerks. Because if you think you're so much better than someone, you're not gonna waste your time being like, you suck. You're just gonna talk to them as if they suck.
Okay.
And
That's why
terrible.
That's the thing. Like for Beans, it's like I also feel like we went in being like they're gonna suck so hard. So he's like, there's nothing they could do that could like change his mind. Like in these first interactions, he's like, I know you're being mean to me, even if they aren't. It's like everything is taken with malice instead of benevolence.
And also, this is the first kind of students that I think that y'all have met, other than like the Crimson Brothers, that your expectation of them was negative and the actuality was kind of still negative, but not as bad. Whereas like Brimstone Boys, it was like y'all thought it was going to be terrible.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, wait, like we hate, but we love these guys. And then Weaselby, it was like, oh, like they're going to be like all weak and cheesy and whatever. But then it was like, oh, we love these guys. But then y'all have had interactions with some of the Frogmont girls where it's like, oh, like they might be mean. It's like, actually, no, like we like them. Or it's like, oh, we think that we're going to love these people. And then it's like, oh, wait, we actually hate these people.
Oh, I hate her guts.
This is the first kind of group I started that I wanted where it's like, oh, we're going to fucking hate them. And then it's like, they're not... we can't hate them, but we can strongly dislike them. And I like any kind of negativity that y'all are given, it's like y'all will latch onto that. And you're gonna be like, oh, I hate them, I hate them, I hate them.
Yeah. Maybe their families are being threatened so that they'll kidnap us. But you know what? That's not my business.
That's not my problem.
That's
It's
not
only
my
our
problem.
business to get kidnapped.
We're in the business of getting kidnapped.
And y'all are about to have to fight next to them on Sally. Defend Sally.
Or
I know,
throw
and it's like,
them to-
with Sally at stake, we can't afford to like try to look bad. Honestly, they're such snobs. They're probably whatever we do, even if we have the most badass fighting of our lives, they're probably gonna be like, "Oh,
I think we should sit back
did
and
you see my move? I hope you learned something."
I think we should sit back and be like, well, you guys said you got it handled. So
But Sally got slashed.
I think Sally is hardy.
I think Sally has a set
I have
number of hit
potions of
points.
greater healing that Sally can have. I got Sally's name.
I think the fans will riot if Sally goes down.
So quickly.
Yeah, you would get like
That'd be terrible.
doxxed.
Yeah, we'd have to kick you off the show.
Don't dox us.
But only Jared's.
Oh my god, guys, stop! Don't dox us.
What the hell?
Guys,
Oh.
guys.
Oh, you know what? We haven't talked about the dreams.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was in this episode.
Oh my god.
I feel like I whiffed mine.
Okay, so Beans had a. Well, you tried to do something in the snow.
I just fucking sucked this episode.
No, you didn't.
What's wrong?
You were so
My
funny this
beans,
episode.
or my beans, my dice sucked.
Well,
Yeah,
you
your
thought of the
dice did
snow
suck.
idea, which was the important part. Campbell and I were both looking at each other like this. And then she draws something in the snow.
I was about to start going, ooh.
I got there.
Yeah.
You did.
No, I saw the synapses firing in your brain, and I was like, oh, okay, she's good.
You should
I was
have
like,
drawn
what
the
could I
shape of a
possibly
bean.
do?
The outline of a bean.
Okay, what shape is a bean?
An oval. Like a
Okay,
dented-
so she
dented-
really just drew like an oval in front of
dented
her.
oval.
I
I don't-
drew a perfect bean.
I don't think that would be clear in the snow in front of you.
When I was a kid, I had this whole world created that was populated by jelly bean aliens who flew around in UFOs. So, like, the amount of beans that I've drawn in my life is a lot.
Numerous.
I've numerous beans because they were just beans that could
Wow.
float. Well, and they had a face, obviously.
Oh,
But, like, the amount of bean shapes, it's in my muscle memory.
I used to take tissues from my classroom, like from my teacher's desk.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would put them on my pencils, like you know when you're done with the test.
Like you would put them to sleep?
No.
Oh.
Like you know
I thought
when
you meant like you would put them like a blanket, like you were tucking your pencils in.
so when you have a test and you have the little dividers up so you
Yes.
can't look at each other's tests.
Yes.
I would like use the tissues and I would make little dresses for my pencils. And I had this whole like world for them.
And they couldn't, and the teacher couldn't see because they were behind the.
No, I was behind a
things.
divider. I was playing back there.
That's awesome. You were doing
Oh,
fashion show.
I was doing fashion show. I was drawing on the.
That's amazing.
I loved when the dividers went up because I would finish my test really fast and be like, finally, I can read in peace.
Oh yeah, I would build my own little world in there.
I would have my Percy Jackson book. Like I would slide that out of the slot.
Oh.
Boom.
Yeah.
Oh, best feeling.
That hit.
Reading Percy Jackson. If I could go back and read Percy Jackson in class.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Anyway, I didn't learn.
That's you don't know you're gonna miss it till it's gone.
Yeah,
you know what I
quiet reading
mean?
time.
I didn't learn shit from my dream other than I'm pretty sure that Pork Chop is in Fallheim.
They're close to it. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's alive at least,
Hey,
and he nat 20 those.
And also, he's fighting demonic things.
yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
he's making a turn for the better for us.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Probably worse.
He's
for
fighting his
him.
programming. I know it's scary.
Fighting his demons, literally.
Literally.
I was thinking that. I don't know if I want to divulge that yet.
I hope we find out what my demon's name is.
He has a name. I
It
just forgot
started
it.
with an S.
I forgot to write it down.
Sandor Clegane. It was like
I wrote it
it's-
down somewhere.
It was something like that.
The Hound.
I just couldn't find it.
Hound.
It was really
Sandor.
close to
I love that guy.
It's there.
It was like Sandarius or something. You know what I mean?
I thought it was also like I don't remember. Anyway,
I don't remember shit.
It was like
yeah. Why don't you know your
gargoyles.
demon's name?
Thought
Yeah.
you'd say it again. Well, he
I-
disappeared for a little bit. Forgot he existed.
He's
was
been
like
here pretty consistently.
Sandal.
Sandals.
Sandals.
Who am I footsie with?
And then
Sandals Resort.
we saw
You.
we saw somebody in Sawyer's dream.
Oh my.
Wearing the ring.
A Githyanki.
I know. And it's like, is that who's under the sheet? For some reason, I thought Felicity was under the sheet. I don't know what that was.
That's crazy.
I feel like every time I thought of Felicity, I saw somebody under a sheet.
Now
I don't
that's
know.
crazy.
Okay, so Cold, or maybe I just associate Cold Dwarf with Felicity.
The person I immediately thought was Sabina.
I know. I was like, is this Sabina's true form? But then it's like, is this Margie's true form? It's like the true form could be anything. Like height, build, like coloring, everything could be different.
Yeah.
Which is weird to think about.
Yeah. It's just the timing would make a lot of sense for
And they're-
Sabina.
Yeah. And they're wearing the ring. Yeah. And it's like, that would also
But
make
then the
sense
ring
because-
is weird.
But we found the ring at the moon goddess's temple. So if the moon goddess and Astaroth and the red bride have some connection, and like the ring was at her temple, and then like Connor was serving Hyperia and he got the ring, and now someone has it. It's like
And also, it was like
Sabina
on her,
serves the red bride, so it wouldn't really
her
make
like
sense.
ring finger on her
Yeah,
left hand.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't realize.
sounds
On her
romantic to
what,
me.
left
Her-
hand?
Yeah, it was on her like wedding.
Like wedding.
She's like married, and we
Married.
found the ring in the temple of the moon goddess.
Connor's wife.
Wow.
Connor, not to villainize a
We haven't
gay
seen
person,
Connor in a
but
while.
there's no way Connor's straight.
No. No, we haven't seen Connor in a while. He could have been getting up to it, you know?
What? No. Well, I think Connor's in the. No, Connor's on this plane, but I don't know. I
A
saw
lot of
Connor.
religions like to marry young, so.
Hey, ring by spring.
Ring by spring. Connor said ring by spring. Oh
Did
no.
it.
Well, who's the Githyanki? We don't know who the Githyanki is. It was a woman. We know that.
Yeah. There was a softness to her. I
She had a
liked that.
slight
Yeah.
glow to her.
And so it's like, is the moon goddess also a Githyanki? Is that even possible? I don't get how gods and goddesses work in this thing. Is it like an avatar of her? Is it like,
Maybe.
is it just like an astral plane thing? So Astaroth is like, Red Bride is like from hell, right?
Mhm.
And then so it's like moon goddess, Lunastera, is like from the material plane, from the astral plane.
I think like they're like all from the spirit plane. Is like the original thing.
I'm just thinking of it in terms of like Githyanki, like it's weird. It's weird to be a Githyanki. That's weird.
I don't think you can say
Why
that.
are you
Why are you as a woman
Githyanki
A
on the
Githyanki.
material plane?
like? I'm not offended by it. It's just like, why do you have like a goddess's ring?
Yeah.
Like this symbolizes your relationship to a goddess, but you're a Githyanki. But are you something more? Are you divine?
And what was on her right hand that you didn't see?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
What could it have been? Could have been some sort of symbol or like.
And I said, like,
marking.
you saw, like, it was like something like covering her hand or
I don't know, like some sort of vines wrapping around it or something. That'd be sick as hell.
Briars.
I'll say
Yeah, it could be briars.
the funny thing about it is, I'll give this hint. The thing on her right hand is going to be relevant soon. The thing
Classic.
on her left hand, the ring, is going to be relevant in some time.
But the thing on the right is the ring. I mean, the thing on the left is the ring, and we saw these things that are flying. They're similar to Connor's form.
Goop.
So I think they're from Hyperia. I think they're wings from Hyperia.
Sorry.
But if
I
my
was
Connor
talking
theory, if my Moray theory is right, then these have been sent by Moray. But that is, I acknowledge that's a crazy theory.
I was thinking about what was on her other hand. My apologies.
Oh, it could have been Goop on her other hand.
I was just thinking about what, like, fabric or like briars is a good, like, things that cover things that we've encountered already.
It's like, is that Sabina? And she's, well, we don't even know if that's the
That's
moon
all
goddess's ring. But Connor wanted the ring back so bad. Well, what if does the ring have some tie to this lost object? There's like a lost artifact. What if that's the ring and Hyperia and Lunastera and Astaroth all want it? They're like, I need this ring because when Big P wears it, he conquers the world, or like some shit like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
I know what you mean.
And then also,
And we think Big P is a Githyanki, right? And he's in the
Probably.
form of a shark boy.
Probably.
we also had the Esta Dream.
Estadream.
Estadream,
Oh
and
my God.
you called Theodrix a pussy to his face.
I liked that.
I liked that.
I've had enough of that guy.
I love it. He said, "Oh,
I loved how fed up you were.
I'm dying.
I love that scene of you touching
said,
him
"Get
and
up."
Helena being like, "No,
Like,
it
what
all
are you
happening at
doing?
once." Yeah, that's so good. Esta.
Hey, what are you doing in there?
Like, that's so good.
Yeah.
I think that you need to pull some pins and see if he beefs up.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I would do.
Oh, and then you had that weird.
I just unlocking pins
Timiness.
in the dream is like, I would rather unlock pins.
Oh yeah. Oh my God!
Like-
Don't unlock him in the dream. Unlock him to
Exactly.
show off to the Valkyrie kids.
Yeah, it's like a really valuable skill, so I don't want to unlock them in
You're
the
gonna do it in like real life.
I want to like
makes
use
sense.
like actually use the utility that they give me.
So back when, Theodrix was like sharing a soul with Melina.
No.
It was just Melina in that
Oh, you
kind
just
of
felt
image.
Melina
This is
there.
this
Is
is
this
like
like an ancient Timinus?
this is like 43,000 years ago. Like
Like Timinus has been in
bef-
the family for a long time. The
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
but this is like the war
Yeah.
between the dragons.
This is like
And it
the
seems-
It
moment.
was like you have your chance to end the red line. That's the vibe I got.
But the betrayal was interesting from Theodrix because it's like maybe they got pitted against each other and like recruited by these armies, but they didn't quite understand that it was against each other or something.
Oh my God, that
So then,
would
like-
be awesome.
Like encountering his sister on the battlefield.
they show up to battle and they're like, oh my God.
Yeah,
it's
so
you.
like that's like Sissy.
That's
Like
gas.
it's gotta be like
Yeah.
Sissyk's human form. Take her out. And then all of a sudden he's like,
And he told,
"What the
I
fuck have
can't.
you guys been
yeah, well, what did
tricking me to do?"
Timinus, well, the other person who I guess you didn't see,
There was
the other elf was like, what? No, like, I thought you said we could both. And then Timinus was like, quiet, stop.
It was like, is this person with the red hair, is that a dragon in human form? I mean, an elf in elven form?
That's Sissyk's like mortal form.
Do we know that for sure?
It's
I think that's pretty easy to,
Yeah.
I would say, yeah.
because like the whole thing is like,
And he wasn't going to kill her.
yeah, he hesitated.
Theatrix, yeah.
So there was Timinus and another elf. One of them is Timinus, the elf that we saw. You said one of them was a wizard. Was
Like
it
a
Timinus?
silver-haired wizard.
Was that the one
Yeah.
behind? Okay, that Timinus is the silver-haired wizard.
Which, you know,
From
that
the stories,
Priscilla told you
yeah,
that the blue dragon teamed up with like a silver-haired and then like betrayed her.
yeah.
But then I think Melina mentioned like that the red dragon betrayed the blue or something like that.
But the wizards trapped them.
Yeah, and then also I think Priscilla was like the brother betrayed the sister, like of the wizards.
Yeah.
So Timinus, because that was a man, right?
And it seems like in this situation there was a lot of like realization of like a bunch of plans that
Yeah.
were being revealed and not being revealed, and then crossing, and then
Yeah, I thought you said we could both. Would that be the
The sister?
sister? being like, I thought we could both
Like
have a
carry on the
dragon.
line.
When
Yeah.
Timonus was like, kill her, end
Yeah.
it.
So he wanted to be the only one that had access to.
When Timonus said
dragon.
kill her, did it mean his sister or Sissix?
I think Sissix.
Timonus
like, in
was
front of him.
telling Theodrix to kill
Sissix.
Sissix.
That's what I got.
And so, but Timonus's sister in the back was like, no, that's my dragon or whatever, you know, like that's my ally. You're like, I was going to trap her, I guess. And
So could Theodrix have gone to Timonus's line and then Sissix went to the sister's line?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's
then
what
they
Priscilla
just had red
said.
hair because it looks cool as fuck and it's a red dragon.
Well, I think it like
Or she just married someone who had red hair and
the
Gene carried.
the Ruidons, like the Estes family, don't have like silver hair. They have like platinum blonde hair.
yeah, white.
If you say silver to me, I'm imagining silver. If you say, oh, silver haired, this is actually one of my fantasy pet peeves. If you say silver hair, I hope you mean it.
Well, no, that the
At best,
wizard
I'm
has like
imagining-
silver hair. He
at
doesn't
best, I'm
have platinum
imagining
blonde
white.
hair.
My most generous, I'm imagining a little warm toned platinum. A little.
But Jared's saying he's true to that.
He doesn't have
It's-
the same hair as her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen the sister, what
This
she
is-
looks like.
This is epic.
Lot to unpack.
When is our animated series coming out?
Oh, I thought you were working on the.
Yeah. What have you been doing? Lily, did you just
To a
admit?
year ago.
I'm storyboarding.
That's what you
those
always say.
scenes, the flashbacks with the dragons, I always imagine in like the Vox Machina style. Because
Oh,
their
yeah.
dragons just look so beautiful, the way they're
Yeah.
animated and like the way that they interact with people, like humanoids, is like really cool in that style. Is that everything that happened in Esta Dream?
I think so.
Esta Butt.
Esta Butt.
Estebat.
Stop, you guys.
I'm gonna tell the Valkyrie kids about Esta
No.
Butt.
Oh yeah, you should.
You're gonna ruin the plan. You're gonna ruin the plan.
I'm not. I'm
You're
locked
gonna
Throw
in.
it away
fucking
for being
I'm locked
petty.
in. I'm locked in. I swear.
I'll get behind you on that one.
Then Miss Gray came. Then we found Sally and we.
Yeah. Well, what about the timelines? Because like you have
Oh, my
18
goodness.
years, 15 years, which is around like y'all's birth, 4 years, and you got something. The frozen toe ball is significant.
I feel like that's when the whole Sabina Moray stuff went down. Maybe.
But then there's that, and then there's another time that was only a couple months ago though. That was in like March.
March.
I think.
That was probably the underschool, right?
I think one of those times was the underschool thing, but maybe the frozen toe ball is when like Sabina got there. I don't know.
This is interesting that Project Golden Scale closed shortly after Project Golden Sun
Was postponed.
was postponed.
Golden Sun began a year after Golden Scale was postponed, and then it was closed
Oh yeah.
a couple years later.
Yes, I'm seeing that. I haven't actually looked at this one yet.
But I don't know. Then there's like the new Legion stuff happening is like that's got to be when they started recruiting Valkyrie kids.
Anybody calling something a legion?
Yeah.
Red flag.
You bring the word
That's-
Legion into it, and I'm
they
like,
started-
oh,
Recruiting children to do their bidding.
that's red flag. That's a red flag.
Big red flag.
Big red flag. December 21st, 64.
So that was the frozen toe ball.
Okay, so then August 28th, so March 24th was underschool, most likely. And then August 28th, that was right before the start of school, is when Project Gold Sun Redux and New Legion was founded. So Lord Arathis and Lord Booger and whoever else were like, the kids are coming back to school soon, because it's August 28th. We're going to start recruiting them. And that's when they formed Team 1 and whoever else at Valkyrie. And then Phase 6, December 22nd, 65G, hasn't happened yet. But that's the day after the Frozen Toe Ball. Nice of them to wait. It's like when Voldemort waits
Yeah.
for the end of the school year at Hogwarts. It's like nice of them to let all the students have the Frozen Toe Ball and
agree.
then stage whatever this is, Phase 6.
Exactly. Let everybody have a little bit of fun and then ruin their lives.
Yeah. I mean, I don't trust that there's not going to be. If there's not an assassination attempt at the Frozen Toe Ball,
What's the point?
What are we doing? You're like, literally, quite literally, what is the point of anything?
Yeah.
But yeah, so we know that something big is going to happen. This is really valuable for Miss Gray. Like, and this is a big risk for her to take to give it to us.
Crazy.
Yeah. We should probably tell her that we have a Lord Arathis disguise ready to go.
I don't think we should tell anybody that.
Oh,
That's such valuable.
maybe you're
information.
right. Yeah, it's kind of like clearance level 9.
I guess Miss Gray might be okay. Might.
Hey, that's progress. Is Brownie abusing her power as president?
Obviously.
Nothing
What's
so
she doing?
Like, I would say nothing so far.
I mean, I feel like being a class
egregious.
president doesn't actually like, get you anything.
Yeah, she's not like doing anything.
Yeah, that's true. Why did she want it so bad? Just to have gold clout?
I feel like somebody told her you have to be class president.
Like,
You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like she didn't want it for like big, like, monumental reasons.
I think they said a gold has to control the student government.
I get it. Like
Therefore,
from a high
you have
school
to.
politics perspective, I like get why she would.
Yeah, I think it's more of an optics thing. than
Yeah.
like a-
There's just nothing that's happened so far that's made us think like, whoa, she has super evil
Yeah.
intentions.
I feel like I don't know.
What if she tries to shut down the hole?
She'd never do that. We'd slit her.
No,
We'd slit her
no.
throat.
And you know
in the
what?
night.
And the golds, and it wouldn't be a popular move either.
Yeah, no, it
nobody-
wouldn't.
It would
nobody'd
lose you
like
all
that.
your student support because the hole is a cultural hub.
But what does a class president even do?
Well, at Frogmont,
No, at a real school.
out of real school, I don't know. I moved around. Like I never did any.
They
of
like
that kind of stuff.
organize like school events. They like help. They're like the student voice.
Yeah.
Like they're like the student like liaison between like administration and what students want.
Did we?
It was like-
have one of those?
In high school,
We had a student
No.
council government.
We had a
didn't
student
have, like,
council, but
a-
we didn't have a president.
We didn't have like a class. Just like
Yeah.
this is the government of the school.
In another life, I would have loved to be class president. If I like went to the same high school all 4 years, I would have. I'm not saying I would have won. I was never very popular. But part of the reason I was never very popular is because I didn't have time to get popular. No, who am I kidding? I wanted to be popular so bad my whole childhood, and I never fucking was ever.
I don't know. I feel like at the point that we were going to school, it's like maybe class presidents like used to do more, but it was
Yeah.
like all the kids who were in
I just
like student government at my high school, they were obviously only doing it to put it on a college application.
Yeah.
Like it was like kids who didn't have much else going for them. So they were just like had really good grades and that was kind of it.
I
So they
just
would
could
do-
see myself loving it and being good at it.
We had student government in junior high.
Yeah, and I was vice president.
Yeah, I know. I ran.
Did you make like fun vote for me posters?
Yeah, I ran against him.
You ran
What?
against me?
Yeah.
Oh my god, enemies to lovers!
Yeah.
Hello? Are you
How have
kidding
we
me?
just now
Yeah,
unlocked
because my
this?
slogan.
That's a great actual premise for a contemporary enemies to lovers arc.
My
Everyone's like,
s-
enemies to lovers can't exist in modern day. It can if they ran against each other in middle school for class vice president.
I now realize it's just because we live in a fairly misogynistic world is why I lost, really.
Were you running for president?
I know I was running for vice president because I'm pretty sure.
Really?
I'm pretty sure my slogan was 5'2" and the vice president for you.
What?
Wow.
And I
You were like the thing I have going for me politically is my height.
It's fucking
I
junior
forget
high.
that there wasn't like tickets. It was like
You literally
ran
just
for an office.
decided I'm running for this.
Yeah.
And I said, okay.
So what was your slogan that was so superior?
I had a couple.
6'5" and I'm
But-
ready to jive.
I took a risk that I feel like I've said this on the podcast.
6'4" and vote
I
for
feel
me
like-
more.
I feel like I've said this on the podcast, but I had one that was taken down.
Oh, yeah.
That was a big deal, and like everyone knew about it,
That's
which
why
I
you
think,
won.
which I think is why people got to vote for me.
No, it's because
I think the-
he was a big boy that everybody loved.
There,
That's
yeah.
because he's 6'3" and you vote for me.
It was
Only 6 foot.
the poster that had to be taken down
Oh!
was Victoria's real secret is that she's voting Jared Voswinkle.
Did you
for-
think of that?
No, my brother told it to me.
Oh,
my older
that's
brother.
Classic. That's genius.
And then I think and that was a small poster, and then the
That
big
had to be
poster.
taken down. What's wrong with that?
She was like, the
it said-
vice president person was like, now, do you think that this is appropriate? And I was
my
I was like,
Yeah.
no. And she even told me, she was like, Jared, you have a really good chance at winning, and we can't have our vice president be known for this.
See,
We can't have our vice president be sponsored by Victoria's Secret.
See, they were even prepping him to win.
Well, it was because my friend Jack and I were running kind of together.
Yeah, it was because they wanted Jack and Jared up in the student government
Because
office.
we were best
When
friends.
people I mean,
Because I also, what's funny,
I may not have
This-
been a president, but I've been a campaign manager many, many times. Don't laugh. I actually have one memory unlocked.
Oh my god.
My summer camp
Careful.
had an election every year. for camp president. And if you're not imagining it as a huge deal, it was a huge deal. And one year I ran with a guy I had a crush on, and love won. Everyone voted for us, and we were the camp president.
Out of way.
Wow.
I completely forgot about it until right now.
Wow.
And I swear I'm not
Love
lying.
one.
Love won.
Love
But
one.
the year after that, I was like, I'm really
Was
good.
with
I
Love
know
Actually
everything about this election process. And if you're not imagining it as complicated and high stakes, it was. And so I had these two friends who ran, they were like best friends. They were cousins actually. And I was their campaign manager, and they blew everyone else out of the water. And they didn't lift a finger. They just were men who were related. And I did all the work. And they won. And their posters were beautiful. And their campaign slogans were stellar.
Somebody else ran against, was it, I think Julia was
Did you
for
have a buddy
president.
who was president?
No.
That was your.
There was somebody
Jack
who
and
was,
Jared were a duo.
there was somebody who was running against us for vice president who
I
was
know
like
you would've
working
voted
her ass off. It was either Julia
I
or
thought it was Claire.
it was Claire. She was working
Claire
her
was
ass
working her ass
off
off to be vice president.
And she was like talking to people and like
No,
doing all this
she was
shit.
skipping.
Well, because I actually think that was like kind of my buddy, maybe a little bit, not quite.
Well, she was running for vice president.
I thought she was running for president.
And then it was either Strudy or Julia. Because I was running against them and they were like trying really hard.
But they
and,
weren't 6'2"
like
the man for you.
actually like campaigning.
No.
And I was just like, I had kind of the neutral vote because
You had the wrong vote.
I like knew everyone because I wasn't in like the only like special advanced classes I was in was like English.
Yeah.
So I knew a lot of smart people from that. And then I was in the basic math classes.
Yes.
Yeah,
So I
they needed
knew
an everyman
I feel
in
that.
office.
Exactly. I
You
was
were
an
the
everyman.
everyman.
And then I was in Spanish. So like I knew like a bunch of like that was like mixed advanced kids and like bottom
Yeah.
kids.
I
Like
was
basic
just
math
too-
kids.
Bottom kid.
No, I was a bottom kid.
The fucking bottom
I was
feeders.
just too talented and
You
intimidating.
were. You only knew the elites, and I was
I did.
You
amongst
didn't have
the
vote
people.
of the people.
That's not true.
So you
That's
and
not
Jack-
true. Most of my friends were of the people, just
No,
not of
I'm
the
sorry.
popular people.
Olivia, your friends
Yeah,
were
little
of a.
weirdos. Those are the people
They
too.
were not. They were not within the
They were
people.
elite
They were their
weirdos.
own little
Hey,
group.
No one's elite like a weirdo in high school.
This was junior high.
It was junior
Oh.
high.
Wait,
And-
so did you and Jack win?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
We
yeah.
got well. No, well, I'll tell you right now. This is the story.
Okay.
So they called us in to the office, and they were like, they pulled us out together because we were in the same class, and they're like, "Can we get Jack and Jared to the office real quick?" And we were like, "What is this? Do we think we won?" And then they had all the people that like the treasurer and then like the historian. They had us all together, and they were like, "Hey, you guys won." And we were like, "Yeah," and they're like, "And we'll have the vice president and the president make announcements over the loudspeaker, and over the intercom." And we were like, "Let's fucking go!" And then once we won, I think Jack was like, "I don't think I want to do it anymore."
Yeah.
Because I
It's
kind of
really
told
about
him.
the campaign trail.
Oh yeah. But
That's
also
the ridiculous part.
he's the type of guy to be like, he doesn't really want to do that, but I think I was like, you have to get president because you'll win. And he was
Yeah.
like, what? And I was like, you're gonna win.
He's like the kid that's like primed to be class president,
Yeah.
like just due to his upbringing and how people perceive him, not because he actually like wants to be.
Wow.
I think he like spoke at like the end of the year thing or something. I think I did a couple like announcements. It was fun. It was a good time.
That's awesome.
I was student.
And
Happy for you.
Victoria's Secret.
It honestly wasn't all it cracked out to be.
If Olivia had
It wasn't
gotten
all it
elected,
cracked
she
out
would
to
be
be.
making big, like,
I would've made
bureaucratic
changes.
It was a big ego boost for sure.
Oh, like you
Oh.
needed that.
Oh yeah, I did not.
That's what you need when you're 6'1".
In
having
8th
some
grade.
fun.
Wasn't that a good slogan though?
I don't even. I had
We
a big
couldn't
one.
like have any platform. I might as well say I'm a short little bitch. Vote for me.
That's insane.
And that tells you I've been 5'2" since fucking junior high. Confirmed.
Were you tall for a junior high kid?
I think I've been 5'2" since like 5th grade. So I used to be the tallest one in class.
What
I
was
used
it
to be
like?
I used to be like big girl in class. Like I'm the tall one. People are scared of me, and it's just because I stopped growing at 5th grade.
I thought I had a picture of my posters.
My puberty was super delayed because I did really intense ballet. So maybe I just was naturally a late bloomer, but like you can put it off for a while if you're doing strenuous exercise.
I was an early bloomer.
often enough.
think jostling around on horseback really.
Jostling around.
It really loosened you up.
Yeah, it really knocked
loosened up
it
your
out of you.
Oh my
ovaries.
gosh.
And with that, I think that about wraps
Oh,
up.
A+ is at plus.
Oh, fuck.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
My A+ is the Valkyrie kids. They're really making Olivia really angry and upset.
Good.
Also, Olivia and Lily. I feel like there were a lot of moments where you're like, I can't fucking believe they're doing that.
I think because you were genuinely like, oh, like Kate's like nice. Whoa.
And then you
Because
went, no.
I've subverted y'all's expectations many a times,
Yeah.
but it's like, no.
And the problem is that kind of thing works on me in real life, and that's why it's one of the
Yeah.
that's why it's so personal and so infuriating, because like that's really the type of thing where like I'm not gonna assume that someone's being mean to me. So when someone acts like that, I'm like, oh sweet, we're friends, because I have that personality in a genuine way, like
Yeah.
a gregarious personality where I actually like you and I think we're equals. So I fall for it easily in real life.
Yeah.
So whenever I realized it, it was like
The
no,
shadow that fell
no.
over your face
It
was
was-
so real.
Because
I was like, oh.
I like can't even explain how many times that's happened to me in real life.
And then my flunk is my dice. I
Yeah.
have to buy new ones. I haven't bought new dice in probably 2 years, so I think it's time.
Wow,
I'm gonna go on Etsy right now.
big day. My A+ is something really funny that Olivia said. Like Campbell and I were doing a bit, and then it was like, oh, it'll be so like. It's like, oh, the funniest possible thing that Olivia could have said. She said it. I don't remember what it was.
Was it cock?
Yes. It was when you said, it was when we were doing the bit of like, we can't hear you, we can't hear you. And Dean was like, I heard something like that today. And it was like, oh, perfect.
It's because we were like, oh, I think we're not gonna say it, and then I came in. I
then
came
you
in
said
right
it.
at the end.
Yeah, so that's my A+ is that you said cock. And my flunk is interacting with Cade really did like dredge up within me such like visceral emotions from my past of being duped by this exact personality type many times. And it hurts just as much as it did in real life. Brutal. It's like
Huh.
really the way to get me. It's like how can we get Lily Gott doing that?
How could we get Lily God?
By doing,
Lily Gott.
by doing whatever that shit was, because
Yeah.
you know I'm gonna fall for it for like 2 to 3 business months, and then I'm gonna wake up in a cold sweat and go, they were being mean that whole time.
Oh.
Okay, I'm sorry. What was yours?
No, you're fine. My A+ is getting to see more of the Theodrix memory.
Yes.
My A+ is also, you have successfully made me so scared of Theodrix.
Yeah, I thought you weren't even gonna touch him today.
I thought I wasn't either.
I thought you weren't either, and then I put Melina in there.
Exactly. I really appreciate Melina as like a guiding force for like
For reverse psychology.
Well, don't step through the bars, but also like I'm running at you. I'm gonna stop you from doing the thing. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
she's like a good test for sometimes for what I'm supposed to do and not to do, because I get
It's like the choice is going away in 3, 2.
yeah. And then my flung is I still haven't come up with a good lie for anyone about like why I'm at Frogmont and not at Valkyrie. We're like 40 episodes in and I've never come up with a good lie for it. So
You're good.
oh well.
There's still time.
Yeah.
40 episodes in, and it gets better every episode.
I thought the one I came up with today was kind of good. It was like, oh well, Valkyrie's so shielded and guarded. Like,
Yeah, it's
I
like-
wanted more of a real experience.
I'm a little more adventurous.
Yeah.
I thought that was good.
I liked that one I came up with.
A+, I think, is fitting so much in one episode. We got it moving. And also y'all had some like extended bits that I thought were really good of just like y'all talking, especially towards the beginning. I typically tend to be like, oh, like I want to get going. Or if y'all are in a kind of loop of talking about something and y'all just can't make a decision, I try to throw something y'all's way. But then today I was like, oh, I'll let them talk a couple times about just like whatever.
I'll let them loop.
I'll let them loop a little bit. I'll let them try to figure it out. I just edit it out. And then the
Wow.
that was so loud.
Wow.
There wasn't that. It was just that it was so loud.
Oh, so we're silencing women on the pod.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're silencing.
Oh,
women's
so
voices.
we're revising the narrative.
My F flunk is silencing women and also
Big flunk.
biggest flunk of my life. And then also is like any name or like second piece of information that I have is so hard.
What? You always introduce somebody, you go, oh, it's this person. And then I feel like it's very normal for me to go, and what's their name? And then you go, fuck.
I'm gonna give you an insight. Here's a real peek behind the screen.
I don't want an insight.
So here's a real peek behind the screen. Whenever I create sessions or people or like things that are gonna happen in the session, Campbell is dying over there.
I think it's because of what Lily did.
What did Lily?
I did something I shouldn't have done.
Yeah, she did.
I shouldn't.
What'd you do?
She can't.
I can't.
She can't.
I can't. I wasn't supposed to do it.
All right, we're gonna move
on.
past that. Peek behind the screen.
We'll tell you in a second.
So what I do is I will create a character and then I'll create some info on them and then like a scene will start and I'll start improving and then like I'll do something that's an improv and like something I wasn't planning and then one of you will like introduce something else and I'm like, yeah. And then I'll build off one more thing on that and I'll be like, okay, like, and here's the end. So the improv thing was like, he's sticky. And I was like, oh, he takes out a handkerchief. And I was like, oh, like it'll be interesting, unique. Like it's weirdly silly.
I still cannot fathom what it looks like.
Think of a handkerchief. Make it kind of silly. Okay, well, anyway.
It's not working.
So that was the first improv. And then you were like, oh, like, where'd you get it? And I was like, okay, I got it from my sister. And then you were like, and then you went, and then you went one more. And then, it needs to be like personal and like intentional. And improving personal and intentional gets really hard whenever you have to set yourself up down the line. So then I was like, oh, well, then now she has a name. Well, now she's like important and intentional. So I like have to make a name that's important and intentional unless she's like a whatever character. So now I'm like, oh, fuck. So I get in my head of like, okay, I've improved 3 layers deep into something that I don't know. And then my brain starts backfiring.
And then it's like, then if you make it, then it's like pressure for the audience to be like, oh, and then when do they come back?
Yeah, well, because then it's like, if you were like, what's her name? And I was like, Lacey. And you'd be like, oh, like.
Oh my God.
Whoa.
And she's the key.
I thought he was going to be like, let's not get our personal lives mixed into this. That's what I was kind of, I thought I was like fishing for. So when you kept going, you're like, fuck, I need a name. I was like, hey, at any point you could just like say like you're done talking to me.
That's not very yes and.
Yeah, well, this isn't straight improv. This is D&D. You're allowed to know but a few
Thank
times.
God, you know what I'm saying? No offense.
Yeah.
I had to edit that.
I play with you, so
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
I do.
I'm sorry for insulting improv. Were you insulting my improv skills?
No, I was insulting you personally.
To apologize for.
Wait, what do you mean?
Things to be apologized for next time on Gals and Goblins. Thank you so much for listening. Tune in next week's episode 40.
Ew, I don't like
40. Episode 40. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.